Hello and welcome to Coffee Milk. I'm Mark Laporte,
And I'm Mitch DiPaolo.
and we're back after a week hiatus, I think.
Yeah, it's been a little while. And it was a super busy week. I had a bunch of quizzes. And I also had to prepare to go to the career fair. So I had to get my resume reviewed. I had to print it out, make sure it was all good. I talked to like 5 or 6 different employers at the career fair. One of them was Life is on. One of them was Schneider Electric. And I talked to them, like, there's definitely, like, some opportunities for me to get an internship if I apply. I haven't applied yet, which is kind of lazy of me. But while I was in the middle of talking to one of the booths, I realized I was getting sick. Like, my voice just kind of, like, completely changed out of nowhere. It was weird. Definitely because, like, people were coughing in class. Like, everyone was getting sick. Something was going around campus. I still kind of...
weather.
Yeah, it is. I still kind of have it today. But yeah, I noticed I was getting sick, got sick. I missed like a day of classes, and also, the second podcast. But yeah, I've been just basically studying a lot. I'm joining the dive team as well.
I'm so excited for that, dude.
I'm like kind of like trying out to join the dive team because I should have joined it a while ago, but I was like super busy. But I know Chuck, who has worked at Bryant for a long time, I know him as a family friend, and he wants me to join the team. They need one more extra guy. So he's going to give me like a kind of like 2-week trial, and he's going to work with me for like 2 weeks, see if I can get on the team. I should be able to. I'm decently good with flips and stuff. So I'm hoping that I'm able to just kind of like do well in that 2-week period, get on the team, get some more discipline, start working out more. That'll help me a bit. That's basically up to speed on my life. How's yours going?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I just can't gloss over the whole dive team thing. I am so psyched for that because, yeah, I think the exercise, everything, all that stuff's going to improve your mental health. You're going to be focused, and man, I'm so psyched for you.
One of my classes at CCRI, I think it was a college success class, I want to say, or something like that. Everyone has to take it. The teacher was talking about if you're not, basically, if you're not busy enough, if you're not working yourself enough, then you're not going to be performing at a high enough level.
Right.
You're never going to perform good at individual tasks without having a certain amount to do that, like, you should be doing. Like, you know if you're not doing enough or if you're not trying hard enough.
Always get that guilty feeling at the end of the night.
And when you start doing more and you get rid of that, you perform even better. So, and I actually saw the teacher who I took that piece of advice away from. I saw her teaching at Bryant's.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, wow, that's pretty crazy.
But
yeah, it's definitely going to be good for me. Like, I want the discipline of having to go to practice every night and, learning good form. And
it seems like everything's finally coming full circle.
Yeah, and also another really good thing that happened this week was I messed around with my site a little bit more, and I haven't been. This is a weird thing. I've had the site for a year. I really went full steam ahead for the first couple months, and sporadically would post and do one post and then not post for a month, or maybe, and then do 10 posts and some editing, and I did that for a year, and then just recently I logged back on and didn't really do much. I just kind of revisited it and tried to get Azoic to work again.
Right.
And I finally it just worked. I don't know if support finally helped me out and listened, or if I just actually said what needed to be done in the correct way. I don't know, but I got ads on my site, and that is amazing because it's not like it's a big site or anything, and getting ads on it is I thought that was, I was going to have to get to 10,000 page views a month consistently.
Yeah.
To even be
considered, yeah.
And that was just a huge success.
It's all those small things that you're doing. It finally all culminating in this month, which is just a really good thing. The dive team, Bryant's going well. Your websites finally got ads on it. It should have had ads last year.
Yeah,
that's a whole other thing. And now it seems like you're even more enthusiastic about having a blog. And I know you want to do financial news because you've been watching the FOMC minutes and listening to the World Economic Forum meetings and all that stuff. And God, I hate all those people, but
Yeah.
it's just, it's good stuff to know. And I don't know, you came in, you were all excited because you were talking about your managerial accounting class, and you were talking about you filled out LLC paperwork.
Oh, no, that was for legal environment of business class.
Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were on that. But yeah, you were saying the LLC, and then you're like, and then we're going to go as an S Corp. And I was just so excited because these are things I've told you a while ago. And, you just didn't know because you didn't learn about it.
Yeah.
When you're in the class, you just pick it all up. And I was so excited you're saying these things to me.
Yeah, it feels nice to be able to learn something and actually be able to see how it can be useful in the future and like remember it for that reason, not remember it for a test.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, that's why I always recommend go into something that you want to go into, because college, you're just not going to learn it if you're not interested in it. If you're interested in this stuff, and it's like, oh, wow. And it's great because the classes, they all usually culminate. It's like the law makes the managerial accounting class make sense at that time. And then the IT, you might be able to kind of put it all together. But, yay, you're growing.
Yeah.
My biggest thing in the past week, it's like I had a crazy experience last weekend. I just started to understand myself at 40. So I know it sounds completely weird, but I don't know if it was a TikTok or an Instagram reel, but it was a therapist, and they were talking about attachment styles. I learned that there's 4 different attachment styles. There's the secure attachment style, the anxious attachment style, the avoidant, and then the fearful avoidant. Now, I have realized when she was describing everybody, I just started watching more and more videos and just kind of learning about this. I realized I'm a fearful avoidant. And then it kind of blew my mind because everything had just somehow clicked in my head that everything I do is legit based on this attachment style. And the fact that I know it hopefully means I can figure out what, I hate using this stupid freaking word, but what triggers me. Like at work, I'll be focused on something and then Ray will come over and it'll just throw my mojo off, and then something snaps in me and my mood immediately shifts. And I used to just let that stuff eat me up all day and just get really miserable. But now I'm trying to figure out, okay, well, why is that making me mad? And don't dwell on it, kind of shift it, because you realize it's a stupid reaction you're having to an emotion that you're not controlling yet. And it got me down this huge rabbit hole of emotional intelligence and all kinds of crazy stuff. But apparently, as a fearful avoidant, I have a very high level of emotional intelligence. But it also says, I'm going to give you the definition of me.
You are now one step closer to becoming a monk. You have leveled up.
It feels like a level up in a way. It definitely does. It says you're accustomed to a lack of love in your romantic relationships and fall into people-pleasing mode, waiting around too long for the reciprocation of loving feelings. You take on the majority of the responsibility, guilt and blame in any relationship because you think if you're responsible for something going wrong, it must be within your power to fix it. You struggle with feelings of unworthiness and not being good enough. Deep down, you believe you have to earn love and approval, and so you're drawn to partners that are challenging or edgy that make you work for it. You think if they need me, they won't leave me, and you tend to get lost in the potential of the relationship rather than the reality of it. But then it was also talking about how I'll get to a point where everything will be going right, and maybe I just have one little hitch in the whole plan, and I'm ready to blow the whole thing up. And I think you know that about me because I've done that several times.
Yeah.
But it made sense, and I realized, oh shit, if I want to level up, I have to start mastering my emotions. So I'm trying to get better with that. I'm going to try and start realizing when I do my pushing away, and I do it with everybody, friends, family, like just work relationships, everything. This is just my tendency. So if I can really kind of master this, I think I'll do a lot better in life. But I'm telling you this now because I don't want you to be a 40-year-old person and realize, oh shit, I may have this attachment style, and what am I doing in my relationships with anything, work, family, anything, that causes these reactions and stuff.
It's just implementing it is the issue, and like being aware of it 24/7.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the exhausting part.
The challenge.
But if I can at least become aware of it now, maybe in the future I'll be able to fix it. So I'm very impressed by that. I feel like I've just made crazy growth.
That is good.
I'm going to be 41, and I finally figured myself out.
Absolutely outstanding. On a real note.
That wasn't real enough? My emotional intelligence?
No.
Thanks, bud.
No.
Wait a take.
No, on a real note. When we talk about shit on the podcast, like maybe not so much about how our life is going and like our daily activities, but like more like on an emotional level. I don't know. I just feel like that is not good to put out there.
Why?
I see where you're coming from about how it's like super relatable and helpful to other people. I don't know. There's something inside of me that's like, yes, this is totally like a good thing, but it's like, but is it in the best interest of like growing the show as far as like retention of people listening to it? Like, I don't know why I hear people, like I know people's attitudes today and like they're listening to it and they're just like, I don't want to listen to this bullshit right now. Like, yeah, there's going to be people who are like, yes, oh, this is great, this is cool, like they're talking about their life. But I feel like majority of the people who want to like stay updated in life and like keep moving and like move fast and like get shit done aren't worried about like listening to someone else's problems.
I'm not doing this to say my problems. I'm doing this to say, hey, you're an entrepreneur, and for 1 month you get shit done, and then you slack off for 6 months. What happened there? Oh, you were in a funk. Why were you in a funk?
Yeah.
You didn't think about it. So you wasted 6 months of your life not being an entrepreneur because your emotions and you were all stuck up in your head. Now, if you could master that, you could become a better entrepreneur. You could master business because you're not like, oh, I got somebody who, hurt my feelings and now I'm just going to shut down for 6 months.
Yeah, I know.
There's a form of personal growth with being an entrepreneur. You need a certain mindset.
I just don't feel like I don't know, like I want to share some of like my journey, but I don't know, like when we were talking about like Andalina and like that week,
we didn't really talk.
I want to delete that.
Yeah, but we didn't really.
But we did. We talked about like love and like it was weird. I don't like it.
Yeah, did you listen to the whole episode? Because I edited most of that out.
You did?
Because you didn't listen to the episode.
Okay.
This is why I tell you to listen to the episode.
All right.
I cut out a lot of shit.
I'll listen to it, but I don't know. I get like paranoid about it. Like at the end of the day, it's like not a big deal, but I feel like it's just like could be taking away from some of our listeners.
And I'm hearing you tell me that you feel like this is a bad idea. Like you feel so you're in your head about something and you don't know why. And my whole thing was figure out why you're in your head and you can progress. But you still haven't made that connection yet, which is freaking genius. You're like, oh, I feel like people aren't going to listen to this. I don't care what people feel like because I'm a grown-ass adult. And if I want to talk about it, I'll talk about it. But I'm saying this because it's a mindset. You need to adjust your mindset. If you want to be an entrepreneur and you're always in your head for fear of what everybody else is going to say, then you're not going to progress as a human being or an entrepreneur. You're just always going to have that one person who's like, oh, wow, you want to build electric skateboards? No, it's stupid. What are you going to do with that? You're going to be like, oh, man, well, that person said it's stupid. Well, not the 12 million people that think it's a great idea. No, you listen to the one and you got in your head. This is my whole point.
I guess you have a point. Like, yeah, you kind of just ripped my argument apart.
I brought it full circle. So if you didn't like that part, please let me know. Let me know anything, okay? A switch is flipped in my head.
Well, that is good.
It's kind of wild when something like this happens and you're really fucking old and here you are. It's like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's almost like discovering fire for me. So I was very excited, and that was my whole week because I've been trying to growing this whole week. And I actually downloaded this app. Kind of interesting. It's really, they give you summaries of books, but they read it aloud to you. It's called Headway. And I kind of did it with some emotional intelligence crap and then a lot of business stuff. And it's funny because the business stuff was very much talking about mindset and everything. And I was like, oh,
Wow.
okay, I got it. I'm like, yeah, you got to have good habits. You got to,
Yeah.
if you don't have these habits, start producing them. And then it goes back to that one guy. It's like, if you want to go to the gym, he'd drive to the gym, sit in the parking lot, sit in his car for 5 minutes, and then drive away. And then maybe next week he would go in and sit in the place for 5 minutes, but do everything for 5 minutes. It slowly builds a pattern and habits. So you don't have to overwhelm yourself with going in the gym, doing a full hour workout and everything. Just go there. Just go there. Make that your first step. First, I want to say, did you hear Dianne Feinstein died? Senator from California.
I do not know who she is.
Senator from California. She's been in office since, George Washington was around. She was 90. She died. Democrat, California. I bet you it has no implications on her re-election campaign either. There you go. I was waiting for the little laugh. But, then we have the government shutdown looming, and I think you wanted to talk about the FOMC.
Yes, the government shutdown. Honestly, I feel like it is just another one of those things where they're kind of dangling it in front of us.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look here. 'Cause
look who's not doing their part.
me just recently being, I don't know, trying to be educated in things like this.
Right.
And realizing or kind of having the thought that this is familiar it should say something. Because it's like, why are they making this such a big deal?
Happens every year. They just want to blame the other side for not caving to their demands. Yes. And it's like, there's a compromise. Just figure out the compromise. But my problem is they can't figure out the spending bill because everybody wants their own little piece in it. Oh, well, you got to give us $50 million for boats, and you got to give us $20 million for this, and you need $300 million for Ukraine. And then you want to figure out how to fix the debt. Warren Buffett said, have their pay tied to, are we in debt or are we not in debt? I'm like, yeah, that works. Employees won't get paid if, you can't figure out how to balance a budget.
Yeah, it's just insane. So, yeah, apparently if it happens, there's going to be no paycheck for about 8 million employees, like companies like Lockheed Martin, General Dynamics, and also contract workers who work for the government will not be paid. Maybe if you work for a government contractor, you're probably going to get your paycheck. But
people at Lockheed Martin, they're still getting paid.
Company won't get paid.
Yeah, the company just doesn't get their bills paid.
Yeah, I did not know that until you said that, which makes sense because it really makes it seem even more like they're trying to mislead people
100%.
by putting this information out there in a way that just makes you anxious about it. None of it seems positive.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And I also heard people saying that will the government shutdown affect the decision that's going to be made on interest rates? Will not having the data from the government affect that decision? And that also kind of doesn't make sense because in the FOMC meeting, they said that they are going to raise rates in between now and the end of the year, 25 basis points, is that how you say?
Yeah. So it's quarter percentage.
So, and they also, what he say? He said that he was trying to get the core inflation measure back down to 2%.
Not going to happen.
Blanking out.
Yeah, not going to happen. They're going to raise the rates. That's it. I don't care what data.
Yes.
You don't need the data. You got to raise the rates. Inflation is out of control. You need to raise the rates, cut back the money supply. Yes. But I feel like these people are still printing and raising the rates. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
You cannot print your way out of inflation.
No, you can't.
Yeah. Nope, spending's out of control. I remember when it hit $10 trillion, our deficit. And now I believe we're at $33 trillion. Insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
Well, supposedly everything's going to be okay because they're going to cut the rates next year.
That's not good.
Right?
Nothing to the deficit. We're just going to keep going up. We'll be 40 trillion in 3 years?
Yeah.
We'll be 50 trillion by the time you hit 30.
Yeah. And when Jerome was talking about cutting the rates, this recent meeting on September 20th, he paused hesitated worse than me right now.
Yeah, because he was talking about, we're going to raise rates till the end of 2023, but we may hold them off or go lower in 2024. He knows that's bullshit. They're going through 2024, maybe into 2025.
And that's why the market's tanked after, and every previous meeting made the markets pump even though everything he said in the previous meetings was worse than what he said today.
But I think it's because the markets had already figured before that, yes, they were going to raise rates. So they usually price that in a few days before the actual meeting. It's weird. It won't really happen on the meeting unless it's just absolutely catastrophic. The price action will move maybe the day before, a couple days before, something like that. Because it's usually a Wednesday, I believe they have those meetings, Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay.
So
yeah, this meeting, I didn't watch all of it. I watched a decent amount of like summaries of it on YouTube, and I did watch some of it from the actual website. But yeah, you could really tell like the tone was off for the entire meeting, and like the way that people were questioning him and the way that he was responding was pretty interesting to watch.
The White House budget director came out and they're like, the Republicans' bill would eliminate 12,000 FBI agents and almost 1,000 ATF agents. Yes, let's go. I don't think that's enough. I think we need to eliminate all of the 3 acronym agencies we have because they're all f***ing useless. Sorry. That's going to get people to vote for Republicans. Nobody likes the FBI. They're all useless hacks. Speaking of the tinfoil hats, that was the one thing we didn't talk about last time, and I know this is really off topic and off brand. You're afraid people aren't going to listen to it, but the aliens in Peru, the one guy who shows 2 alien bodies in their coffins to the Mexican government. I mean, insane. And we didn't talk about it. Nobody gave 2 shits either. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know. That was really interesting.
It was. Yeah.
And I think people like were actually like really interested in this one, but only for what 2-3 weeks, and then it just went away.
It was maybe a couple days.
In the bodies, everyone was yes, it was literally just a meme fest.
You have the one where it's Mitch McConnell announces re-election campaign. It's just a picture of the alien body. Hilarious. But I don't know. I read a couple days later that I believe this doctor, quote unquote, he or scientist, not sure, but he has known to do hoax in the past. But it's just, it was so wild that he shows it to the government. Like he brings it up for the UFO thing for the government. It was just, why now? If it's real, why? What's the point? It makes me really second guess what the hell's going on in the world if they just do that to Mexico.
Yeah, it's really interesting how it was at the same time as the hearings, like right after. I didn't think about that. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, so I just wanted to bring up that I was very excited about the UFOs. I thought it was wild.
Yeah, that was definitely a hot topic for a couple weeks.
Somebody did something where they're like, oh no, it was a cake, and I guess they had recreated that, and they cut it open. It was like, oh man. But you never know. It could be completely true. It's the wildest shit.
Oh my gosh, even the cake YouTube channels were making cakes out of it and cutting them to like kind of go viral. That's so funny.
God bless them.
That's a good idea.
You just got to figure out your thing. That just like the people who took the Trump mugshot, and it wasn't an hour later, you saw advertisements, T-shirts, shot glasses, everything.
Yeah, I was talking to one of my friends before my class today, and he was saying how he had a friend who used to go to the school, and he ran a YouTube channel, and he heard from him one day. He was like, "Oh, how's your YouTube channel going?" And he's like, "Oh, it's going all right. I'm making like $200 a month." And he was like laughing at it. He was like, "Oh, that's not worth it for like doing all those videos and like all that time." This guy was posting videos on chess tips and chess related videos.
Good for him.
And he was like, "Oh, that's kind of dumb. I always thought it was dumb." And then a month later, or before he graduated, he came back to me and said that he was making like $10K a month from the channel, and he was outsourcing all of the content to people in another country for like the total of, he had three different guys, and it came out to like $120 a month. And he was doing shorts and some long form content, and it just kind of like blew my mind. It was like
YouTube,
like that's like another way to automate YouTube, I guess. Like, yeah, you have to pay for it, but I mean, maybe the content will be a little bit better. And like, that's really simple. It's like, if you kind of know all the workings of like what you need to do, I guess it's pretty simple to get a grasp of what you need to do to grow a channel. Like, it'll take some time to see what your users want to watch exactly, I guess. But like, once you know everything, it'll be pretty easy to like manage something like that. And that's definitely a good like way to start a YouTube channel if you do have money and you want to just like kind of like take a little risk and try and build something.
$120 a month is absolute nothing. That's peanuts. If it saves you all that time, say it takes you 4 hours to shoot and edit the video and upload it to YouTube. Well, that's 4 hours you save. And even if you do 4 videos a month, 1 a week, there's 16 hours. You're going to pay $120. That's less than $10 an hour that you just saved. You saved yourself 16 hours for $120. Well worth the cost of it. The only problem is finding that team, because most people, they'll have a script writer, they'll have a voiceover, and I'd rather do the voiceover myself because I just don't want the AI voice. You'll have the guy who does the video and the editing, and I think there was one other person, maybe a thumbnail creator, but usually one of those people will also do the thumbnail as well. And shit, for $20, $25 a video, and they do some really good work because they know the styles, they know the Hermosi style, or the add the things and the sound effects, and you just got to find the really good ones. You could find some okay ones on Fiverr. I'd probably go to Upwork more and get anybody with a rating 95 and above. But I'm totally down for YouTube automation. I'm just so paranoid I'm going to waste my money trying to find that good team. Plus, I don't know what niche I want to go after.
Yeah, it's like I always kick myself in the head, like when I hear these stories and want to bang my head against the wall, because it's like it's so simple. And I could have done it yesterday, but I still have not. And it's like, yeah, you know, I really want to do something like that. But yeah, I guess it's just a matter of time. I don't know.
Well, if you
I'll do it one day.
If you talk to your friend again, ask him to talk to his friend. Be like, is it possible to get his teammates the information to the people he uses? Because that would just be huge, and you'd already have the team, and you'd just pay for it. I don't care what it costs. I don't care if they charge me $60 a video. I just want the video done by somebody else other than me.
Yeah.
And yeah, it'll probably take 3 months before you make your first dollar. And then after that, it's just an exponential growth as long as you keep posting. And if you have people you hire, it's going to continually happen.
Yeah.
Down for it. YouTube automation. I'm down with YouTube. The censorship and everything kind of has me freaking out a little bit, and you don't want to put all your eggs in the YouTube basket. Because God forbid they just demonetize your channel or something. You're screwed.
That's why you make a blog and post your YouTube videos on your blog along with other people's videos.
Yeah, I do Humble too.
Yeah, I came across it's called Canadian Insider. It's a blog online, and I saw Coin Bureau's videos posted on the blog as a blog post with a like kind of like an overview of what the video said. And Coin Bureau is like the guy who originally got me into like watching the FOMC meetings, which I find completely hilarious because like people trash the crypto community, but like that's what got me into like learning about what's going on in the world as far as like financial things go and like the government go. Like, yeah, I don't have a complete hold on it, but at least you know at least I'm doing something. But when I found that blog, I was like, wow, I could like really I could be doing this like right now.
So spark happened when Ezoic kicked on.
Yeah, and also that because it's like I believe that is my first like actual like win from anything online so far. So having that be my first win and kind of like seeing all these other things, it's like I should definitely replicate that.
And people can do it. You see it all the time. You see it on TikTok. I got a guy who makes $1 million a year selling envelopes.
Yeah, I just get super paranoid about like using other people's content. But it's like at the end of the day, if I made a YouTube video and someone put it on their blog and they had ads on their blog,
I'd be thrilled.
I wouldn't care.
Because you're still getting the views.
That is a backlink to my video.
Yes.
That is good for me.
Yes, Google will see that.
Good for that. It's a win-win.
Yes.
So
I always told you that. You're like, I don't know.
Like, yeah, if I ever come to a situation like that, I don't know. I would just be like, yep, I'm sorry, man. Like,
nobody's gonna care.
Taking it down right now. But
yeah, if they do, I'd be like, can I ask why?
Yeah.
Because I'm giving you an extra like 20,000 views a month for your video. Why wouldn't you want that? You know, you still get ad revenue, you still get the views, it's still good for the algorithms. What's the deal? I don't think anybody has ever asked for it to be taken down.
What do you think about grouping in, or like maybe just making a blog section on the Coffee Milk podcast?
You mean the blog section we already have?
Well, yeah, we have a blog section, but like, what if, say, like I was able to get like, do it, but we wouldn't want to put ads on our Coffee Milk homepage, you know?
You could put, but you saw how Zoic had,
Yes.
you can edit it.
Yes.
You just have the one banner ad, and then on the blog, that's where you'd have the ads. You could take it off certain pages.
I do know that.
But yeah, I'd have one banner.
I don't know. Maybe it's just my brain being weird and
You being emotional?
telling me I shouldn't do something when it's perfectly reasonable. But yeah, I think it might be more beneficial to, if I was to post content about, like I'm saying, like the press, FOMC press meeting, like all that stuff summarized. It would be more useful to post it
On Coffee Milk. I think you're absolutely right. And you have the username, you have the password. You could do it.
I'm just, yeah.
So just do it.
Okay.
Just do it. Please. I mean, we still get some traction to it
I
every
really
day.
want to build a system to automate that, because there's a guy who runs a website called Future Tools, and he uses this online program similar to Zapier. I think it's called make.io. And it's, yeah, you just basically set up flows for things to happen based on like what data comes in or whatever. It's like a really simple, intuitive automation interface.
Interesting. The web page is kind of wild. It's just make.io. We are the only solution you'll ever need. Has a little video. It says make videos, make forms, make whatever.
It all works by like putting all of your information into a Google Sheet and having like something automated to get recent articles based on topics you want into that Google Sheet. And then once it's in that Google Sheet, you set up all these like little side automations to happen to like
Go into ChatGPT.
get the YouTube video, get the transcript, summarize that with ChatGPT, summarize it more, make the article, all of those things.
Have you contacted these people? Because it's just to contact us. If you want to use it, you gotta email them.
Future Tools?
No, make.io.
I believe there's pricing.
Can you come over here for just 1 second?
If there is not, I am going to be extremely excited.
There's nothing. It's just a landing page. There's nothing.
Okay, that might be the wrong one.
Okay. All right. I actually wanted to see how we were doing on the Coffee Milk website. Oh, wow. Yeah, no, we still get visitors damn near every day.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's what I'm saying.
For what articles or queries?
It just seems like homepage.
Homepage? Yeah, I was going to ask you about that for my Kendama Facts site. It seems like when I go look in Google Search Console and when I do search up the queries that I'm ranking for or other ones, I notice that my homepage always shows up. But I have a post that's supposed to rank for that query, but my homepage is showing up instead.
Oh, that's weird.
And it's like, what's going on? Is it confusing the two? Is there some issue, or am I just not ranking and I'm ranking with the homepage?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think you'd have to talk to somebody more in depth with the indexing.
Yeah.
I mean, I know how it works, but I would assume the article would be first. Maybe the homepage would kind of be a little offshoot of that.
This is what I'm hoping I will learn in college with data analytics and courses similar to that.
Start asking.
Yeah, I have been.
I figured,
I feel like a total nerd, though. It's so embarrassing sometimes.
It doesn't matter, because this is the information you need to know. Fuck everybody else if they're not paying attention to it.
Yeah.
You need this stuff. You're paying for this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The information.
Every time I feel weird, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is cost. Like it's like $1 a minute.
Yes.
Now.
Yes. So get your money's worth, please. Because you're only going to help this, even if we just go 52 episodes and we do something else, or we could keep going with it, which I think would be really good if we just kept going.
Where's that coming from?
I don't know. My emotional state, the fearful avoidant. I feel like I'm not.
Avoidant.
That's it. I feel like everyone's going to leave me. That's why I kick them out first. See? We still have the blog
this
site.
Technology and a little sprinkle of emotional support.
Yeah, articles. We got the articles, AI tools, the newsletter, the contact us. And the last thing you wrote was from April 27th. Come on, bud.
Yeah, I'm lacking.
Let's get our shit together.
Oh, let's? You mean me?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean you. I already have my shit together.
Yeah.
I'm a freaking genius.
You literally are.
So I do want to keep you accountable and say you are doing the coffee milk article thing. You can change the category to news, whatever you want. But yeah, do it. Do it.
And when I do it, I need to create a plan for how it's going to be done.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yep.
Because I am a child.
Just do a couple of them, and then figure out how to do the automation, or at least as automated as possible, where it just takes you 5 minutes and you can do like a week's worth of work. Just set the post date, and I do 7 of them and do a post date, or any upcoming news stories.
Yeah.
Just
or
put it on.
I think I'm going to take the approach of doing the automation, because then it means it is done.
Yeah, and you can do it multiple times over again. Then add ads, and boom. That makes money a day.
I just changed the output. Oh, so lazy.
So lazy. That's okay.
Every time I do this podcast, I sound like a straight up bitch boy. Like, oh my gosh.
Well, that's why this podcast is also to keep you accountable and teach anything that I learned about myself at 40 that you should have figured out at 20.
Yep. It's kind of like those what do they call them? I don't know. The dating advice podcasts where you got like, I don't know, like someone in their teens or 20s and like their grandma, and they like talk about dating and like the differences of it.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
That was a podcast I saw.
That was kind of cool.
On like Turn to 10, and I was like, wow, that's like a really good idea. Like that's like a great like, world of differences.
See, that's why we got to come up with we got to find one weird thing. And then also do a podcast on that. Something that is just so unique that it would have to get on like Turn to 10 or something. Hey, check out this Rhode Island podcaster who goes around,
We were going to go around to every business. Or going to try to.
Yeah, but that could still happen because it's still a business.
Oh, yeah, we could still do it for sure.
Yeah. It's not like that's unique.
But we were like, we're just going to go and make it all about coffee milk and make people drink coffee milk.
That was more you. You were very big into the coffee milk thing. And then...
Because that is the like liquid gold.
It was until the first 3 episodes we did last year in October, where I think we drank maybe 11 glasses because you're like, we should always have coffee milk in the thing. And then, I just...
Yeah, that was... Oh my gosh. Yeah, we got to do the recording again. We just got to do it. That was terrible. I was like...
Yeah.
I was speaking like a robot, like, all the time.
It was our first time really doing it. I mean, it only came over the week before and we had hung out for a little bit. And, I guess it was just awkward. Now it's like you're my little brother and I can say, go f*** yourself.
You, man.
That's the whole fun of this. That's when you know you're really friends. Oh, and they got a guy in the murder of Tupac Shakur.
They got the guy who murdered him?
They said there were 3 guys in the car, maybe 2 guys in the car, but this guy had always said he was in the car that shot at Tupac.
How'd they get him?
I have no idea.
I wonder if it's because like we have better technology with cameras, but I don't think they had cameras back then. Think they had any footage of it?
Yeah, I thought they
maybe
did
now
because
they
it was
upscale it or something.
Las Vegas Boulevard or whatever. It was just a very famous road, and there were thousands of people who saw it.
Okay.
Huh. That's why it was always such a weird thing. 30 years later, we don't know.
Maybe they caught him by bragging about it.
I mean, I think this guy's been bragging about it for the longest freaking time.
Oh, okay, because I'm not updated on any of this.
Yeah, this was before your time.
Yeah. No, even about like the story of it. Like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, no, it happened right at night, and there were so many people around that saw the damn thing, and we couldn't catch the guy. Really, we couldn't catch him.
Wow. Oh, so there's like kind of a almost like a little bit of a conspiracy behind it where they're like,
absolutely.
Oh, they definitely could have got him. Like, there's a reason why he got away.
Well, yeah, that, and they also, another conspiracy is like, well, Elvis didn't really die. He's on an island somewhere. And then the same thing was with Biggie and Tupac. They're like, no, they're not dead. They're just on islands.
Who died on the toilet?
Elvis.
It was Elvis, yeah. Why did he die on the toilet? Was it drugs or something?
Yeah, I believe he had a overdose or a heart attack or something. But what's funny is I actually Googled that, and it's kind of a common thing because, using the bathroom is a very stressful thing on your body.
Yeah.
The pushing.
Oh, I thought it was because like maybe it does something to the circulation of your blood flow because
I guess
you're kind of get cut off by sitting on the seat sometimes. Like, I don't know.
I think you'd have to be in there for a really long time.
I heard that like, you know how like when you have your phone, you kind of like lean over almost. You have like your elbows on your knees. Sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Or you're just like hunched over. That is super, super bad for your health.
Yeah.
Certain things.
Chiropractic, there's a syndrome, it's called, it's phone syndrome or something.
Really?
Because teenagers have to go to chiropractors because their back hurts, because they're always
My back hurts
down.
all the time.
You're just looking down. You're supposed to be looking up and out. But it's just, that's a weird way to hold your phone. So
yeah,
I understand it. But yeah, it's a huge problem. Should actually write a couple articles on that and how to stop it.
People are going to be even more interested in their phones after AI phones start coming out.
AI phones.
AI phones.
What's AI phones?
Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher this. Mashio's son.
Don't even worry about the name.
Okay. The CEO and founder of SoftBank and Johnny Ive, a former Apple designer, apparently they are working together to develop an AI phone. Basically redesigning the phone hardware-wise so it is more efficient to run an AI model on it.
Okay.
Because
that makes
we're
sense.
just at the beginning of AI, right? So like there is like unimaginable possibilities that are going to happen with this.
Within 6 months?
Yeah, like a lot of people think that's laughable and they're like, oh, this is just a bubble and it's like it's just going to be text and images. But like I am hearing more and more, and even from my professors, that this is going to be groundbreaking. We are at the start. So right now our phones are designed for applications for computers, basically. Right? So like I'm not too well versed on how this stuff works on a high level.
That's fine.
But I know that the AI, like when it's running on a computer or a phone, like that's very like
resource
intensive.
Yep.
Yes, exactly. So like if we make something that is more designed to run a machine learning or language model on a piece of hardware, like, and we find out how to use the language model to replace apps, the internet, and things of that matter, then we're going to see like a complete change, a fundamental change in our technology, I guess. Like it's going to be similar, but also different. What they were saying about this is they're kind of like thinking about how it was designed today and the flaws that they have came across. And these are things like apps collecting your data and using it to like advertise to you and build a profile on you and predict what you're going to do in the future. And that does have an effect on your mental health because you're constantly being showed things that are your weak points and your pain points. So it's like they're trying to get that aspect out of there. But I don't know if they will. Like they brought that up as one of the aspects that they're going to try and change, like as one of the negatives. And they say that they have a moral duty for it. But like, are they really looking out for our best interests, or is their best interest profit?
I believe they believe that that's what they want to do. But the problem is once you get VC money or any private equity money coming in, that's all going to change. It's like, no, how do we monetize? How do we make money from the data? And that's going to be the problem.
Yeah.
So if you do it by yourself.
I'm not going to lie, like, that's kind of good for the economy. I wouldn't want it to go away.
Well, absolutely.
Maybe if it changes, I'd be okay with it.
Well, yeah.
If it became less lucrative, yeah, I'm still okay with that. Like, it's not like I'm making any money from it right now.
But you will.
Like, if I were in the future and it were to change and it maybe became significantly less lucrative if you didn't, like, do something, yeah, I'd say that's reasonable.
That's really interesting. I didn't think about the whole rewire it so that it's more energy efficient and you can use it. But getting rid of apps and things like that, that's wild because, yeah, I could totally do it. I told it last week because on my WordPress website at work, I did a complete other one for all these architectural designs. And what I wanted to do was take the post category and create a thumbnail with that and then have that on the homepage. I wanted WordPress to automatically do that, but there is no plugin that does the post category. It's wild. But if you're good with WordPress, please let me know how to do this, because I still haven't figured it out without actually making the picture and making the picture clickable. I don't want to do that. I just want WordPress plugin to automatically do it for me. So I just went to ChatGPT and boom, it's like, no, this is what you want to do. Here's the code. You want to create this folder. You want to zip it, and then you want to upload it and activate it. It's very wild. So yeah, if you tell AI you want to play a game of spades or something, boom, it'll just write the code, run it, and let you play it right then and there.
Yeah.
That's really wild. You don't have to save any data on your phone. It's just automatic. Yeah, right? I'm coming to that realization now.
Dude, you literally just explained it better than I did. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's totally makes sense. It's like right now, I'm trying to build something on my website that I have no clue how to code, right? I did that. It was doable, and if I did it again, it would be easier.
Right.
But if the whole thing was AI, then you just simply ask for it and it is there.
Yep.
No copy and pasting, no troubleshooting, none of that.
No logging in, no nothing. It's just like, here you are. That's awesome. That is insane. Wow, I hope they really do well with that AI phone. But
this is going to be the future of the internet.
No, this is the future. You are legit living.
And I was watching a DEF CON YouTube video meeting or whatever.
Yep.
The hacker group.
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about how we need a new internet.
Yep.
And this kind of seems like
it's going to be created by you're living in like the industrial revolution.
Possibility. It makes so much sense.
So yeah, focus on it. Pay attention. Just keep doing what we're doing. We're going to figure out our thing. But this is Bitcoin in 2011. So just focus on that. Like, this is the thing. Before, when I was younger, it was probably 20, 30 years before the new thing came out.
This is what my ISA teacher has been saying, like, every class, and kids are probably fucking sick of it. But every time he says it, I'm just like, yes, tell me more. He's just like sitting there. Like, I feel like I am in a movie. He's just sitting there and he's like, yes, this is the future. If you do not take advantage of this technology right now, you are going to fail. The gap is only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. If you jump in later, you're going to have to learn more and more.
Yep.
But I don't know. Kind of feel like there's also some like overlook to that statement and basing it on the recent explosion of certain things, because it's like this thing that is being improved helps you get things done. This is not like a technology or Bitcoin taking off or the internet taking off. You have to learn how to use that. This is eliminating that.
In a way, but still.
So it might get easier that the later you use it. The later in that you use it, there are going to be more ways to communicate with it and for it to understand you. So therefore, it's probably going to be easier to use it as the time goes on. It's just a matter of when do you do it.
I see your point, but I think he's just saying if you're not using it now, you're holding yourself back. And at what cost?
Yes.
I mean,
I totally agree with that. But the thing about like the gap getting bigger, the longer you wait to get adjusted with it, maybe on a really high level if you want to make things with it.
Exactly.
Yes,
but as a user of it's just going to be easier because it's going to be a beautiful user interface. Oh, I want cats with, hats in ponds, and then I click it and done.
And you make a whole image.
Yeah, you didn't have to type imagine.
I was doing something today in class, and I had to do a human verification, and it made me look at an image, right, and then rotate it in a certain direction, right?
Uh-huh.
So what that's doing is training 3D editing software. It was a 3D model of a frog.
That's wild.
And I was literally sitting there looking at my computer with my mouth open, because I'm just astonished, and I'm like, oh man, they're just gonna automate everything. Like CAD designers gone.
I agree. That's why we're getting such blowback. Well, Ray is on his Facebook page. He found this car guy on Facebook who's been using Midjourney to produce beautiful results of cars. So he puts it on Facebook, and then he tells everybody, this is a guy I follow, and this is what he does. And everybody is like, oh, AI's derivative, and there's no soul, and all this other stuff. And those are coming from car designers. And it's because the AI generated a better picture of a supercar than they could come up with in a month. And they're just all jealous now because the playing field is being evened out every day. There is no excuse for anybody to say, oh, I don't have access to it. Bullshit. You got a phone, you got access to it. You just choose not to use it. And that's going to be on you.
But yeah, that is incredible. Like I've seen the pictures of the cars. I actually generated one for a banner on my YouTube channel when I was going to do the Assetto Corsa videos, but I never finished doing them. And if I were to do them again, I would definitely do just like short videos and just kind of like post those instead.
See, that's...
But the images look super good of the cars, like amazing.
They're wild.
Yeah.
And
it's like the perfect amount of like, you know, like art, like stylization to the car. Like it's not the actual car. Like you ask for an F40, a Ferrari F40, it doesn't look like one, but it's close. And it's like,
exactly.
It's like, oh, that looks kind of really cool. Like, yeah, it's not a F40, but it's pretty damn close and almost looks better.
It's, I mean, some of these cars, and even the supercars that he just comes up with, you couldn't tell where the design came from because it's just kind of a conglomeration of everything. But they're just beautiful, and he can somehow get this so realistic. It's incredible. So, I don't know. There's a lot to be done with it. And what I think he does is he's got 1 million followers or maybe 800,000 followers. And I've seen him, he'll do little videos of products for cars, you know, auto detailing kit and stuff like that. And I think that's how he figured out how to monetize his Instagram, and bravo to him because...
Yeah, when we were just talking about being able to use everything and have everything at your fingertips in the future, if that happens, which is most likely, do you think people will become like lazier or less lazy?
I think it's going to improve productivity.
Think it is?
100%. Everybody's going to say, oh, no, it makes people lazier. But no, it gets...
But it's going to... But what about all the distractions we have today? Like, it's kind of like relatively easy to, just like you said, like, get pictures from Midjourney and post them. Like, spend a day trying to figure out how to make a cool car, change the name of the car a bunch of times, post them.
But how many people do it? It sounds so simple. How many people actually go through the whole process, though?
It's like you literally 3%. Have to become a distraction to
you just
make money.
I know, that's kind of a weird thought. You're the person who's kind of like the downgrade of society because you're creating things to create distraction for people when we should be... Yeah, it's wild. Fuck them. I'm in it to make mine and get out. That's it.
Yeah, we can't got that.
And on that note, that's all I got.
Costco's selling gold bars.
And they're selling out. It's pretty wild.
Yeah. So I wanted to bring that one up because that one was just crazy when I heard about that. That's not a usual thing. Just Costco selling gold bars?
I don't know. It seems like Costco has everything. I saw engagement rings, and one of them was like $100,000.
Okay.
So what the hell's Costco doing? But did you know?
Maybe I'm just I'm uncultured.
No. I think you're just seeing it wrong. Like, Costco is the number 2 buyer of wine in the world. The number 2, I think. Am I saying that?
They just don't care. They just go for whatever's profitable.
Or they make the market. It seems like Costco is just huge.
That's insane.
And they create markets.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I saw that a couple days ago. I'm like, that can't be real.
Yeah, they were selling out, and like there was a limit of 2 per person, and they sold out in less than an hour, like multiple times.
You know why?
Just crazy.
It's because...
You can buy gold like so many places, right? For probably a similar price.
Oh, yeah, probably the exact same price. But the problem is you won't trust those places. You'll trust a place like Costco to not sell fake gold.
You will.
And that's why they sell it in hours.
And I guess having to like test your own gold or figure that out is enough to discourage people.
Yeah, because you really don't want to open up the packaging. It comes in.
Wow. I wonder if this is maybe going to be a trend in the future. Like, wait, no, because then people will start robbing the stores if Walmart starts stocking gold. But that'll get stolen. And like,
Well, if they were smart, you have to have some kind of crazy safe bolted to the floor or something behind a secret painting, or I don't know. But that's a good question. I'm sure Costco has superior security. I would assume. I don't know. It sounds weird to say. I know Costco sounds like low, weird class, but it's a wholesaler.
That is like heist potential right there.
Yeah.
Just like you just walk in Costco. They can't stop you. It's just like people steal drills out of Home Depot and resell them. Go for the gold, baby.
Go for the gold.
All right.
Well, that's it for this week's episode of Coffee Milk. I'm Mark Laporte.
And I'm Mitch DiPaolo.
See you next time.